Okay, good Tuesday evening. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Tuesday, June 29th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines. No basketball tonight. So we will not have the Atlanta and Milwaukee game. So we will have the other game tomorrow night, game 6. The Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers. We will have that game for you tomorrow night. No game tonight. So we're going to do... So we're going to, once again, we're doing sports talk. So if you want to come in video chat with us, come through the StreamYard links. We will post those links and you'll be able to come in, have your say on what's happening in the world of sports. So that's optional for everyone. Also, if you want to just do regular chat, that's fine. We don't mind. So that's we'll send those links out. The links are posted. So the links are posted in there. Make sure, once again, if you come in the video chat, make sure your cameras are working and also your microphones are working. So we won't have any issues. So let's go ahead and go through some sports news. I'm going to switch over my screen. I'm going to go to ESPN. We're going to go through what's happening in the world of sports. So once again, the game tonight, Milwaukee and Atlanta. No, we won't have the game. So that game. So it looks like Trae Young is out with a foot injury. So he will not play tonight. So that is, once again, that is a big loss for the Atlanta Hawks as well. So that is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that is the breaking news that's happening on ESPN right now. Trae Young is out with a foot. Also, the game between Vanderbilt and Mississippi State is delayed due to weather conditions out in Nebraska. So that is no score in that game. So let's give you an update on some Major League Baseball games. We're going to go through the run through the full scoreboard. I'm going to run through that full scoreboard as we speak. So we'll go through the full scoreboard. Okay, full scoreboard. Angels and Yankees on top 5-3. That's in the bottom of the third. Yankees have a runner at first and one out. That's in the bottom of the third. Also in the top of the fourth, Marlins down 1-0. One out for the Miami Marlins. Also, the Nationals leading 4-0. That game's in the top of the fourth. One out for the Tampa Bay Rays. Also, Seattle is down 2-0 to Toronto. That game, no outs in the inning, so that game's in the bottom of the third. Also, rain delay in Cleveland, no score. Bottom of the third, the Red Sox and Royals tied up at 2. Also, the Cincinnati Reds down 1-0, top of the first. Runner at third for San Diego. Also, the game I'm watching right now on ESPN, it's Atlanta scoreless. They have a runner at first and one out. Also, the other games going on in the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock hour. Astros taking on Orioles. Cubs scoreless in the top of 1. Also, Twins and White Sox score getting ready to start at 7:10, just about now. Also, Arizona taking on St. Louis. Pittsburgh taking on Colorado. That'll be at 7:40. That'll just be about 20 minutes to 8. Also, 20 minutes to 9 will be the Texas Rangers taking on the A's. Also, San Francisco will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Kevin Gausman will pitch. Walker Buehler will pitch for the LA Dodgers. So that is MLB scoreboard. Okay, let's go through the soccer scoreboard and give you a Euro Cup scoreboard update. Okay, England winning 2-0 over Germany. That's in the round of 16. Also, Ukraine winning 2-1. That's in also in the Europe Cup. So let's see if so that is your soccer update from the Euro Championships out in Europe. So so let's go to the WNBA scoreboard, and I will pull that up in just a second, and I will get that set up for you. Okay, once again, Dream on top 40-34. Mystics on top down 61-43. That's in the third quarter. So both games are in the third quarter. That is the Commissioner's Cup. So that is what's going on in that in the WNBA tonight. Also, let's see if we got any golf updates. I'll put them up on the screen. Okay, let's give you a full tennis update. So I'm going to give you the full result tennis updates. Okay, tennis updates right now. In the singles, Dennis Shapiro wins his match 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, 5-6, and 5-7. So these are the matches going on at the Wimbledon. That's the men's scoreboard. So if you're interested in those scores, we will flash them on the screen. Also, the women's singles going on out at Wimbledon. So that's the once again the scoreboard. So if I went too fast, let me know so I can slow it down. Okay. Let's see. We looks like we got some of the scores out. So we're going to go ahead and go over some news headlines. Okay, Serena Williams out of Wimbledon after slipping on center court, injuring her legs. It looks like unfortunate incident for Serena Williams. To say the least, she was holding on to a 3-1 lead when she slipped and needed to take an injury timeout. So that was what happened. She returned to the court on her movements. She was very visibly limited. So hopefully, I wish her the best. Wish her a speedy recovery. I mean, that's something you don't want to deal with is injuries at Wimbledon when they come down the pipeline. So that's just what happened. So so that's news in the okay, we'll switch this in. Okay, Chauncey Billups addresses backlash to hiring, says the 1997 incident shaped my life. Follow-up questions got off by the press moderator. So that, like I said, why bring something up from the fucking past? Why bring it up? Why bring up Chauncey Billups' past? Look, if he's going to be a good coach, then that's fine. He's going to be a good coach. But don't bring up his past from 1997. Are you kidding me? That's why these people are so eager to get a damn news story out in the open so the people can criticize him. So I'll be honest with you, look. I mean, I'm not worried about what he did back in the past. I'm worried about what he does in the future. That's one thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried about what happened 14 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. So once again, this is from Royce Young. You can reach him at ESPN. That's ESPN.com. He just talked about Chauncey Billups hiring. Okay, what else we have? Okay, Carmelo Anthony of Portland wins the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award. So congratulations to Carmelo Anthony for winning that Social Justice Championship Award, being, like I said, being a pioneer in fighting for civil rights for the Black community. So I'm glad he's doing that. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay. Okay. Tyra Skiggs' family files a suit against the Los Angeles Angels former employee. That's Tyra Skiggs filing a lawsuit. Was two employees claim negligence, drug-related death. That's what they're discussing. So that was what happened. Skiggs' widow, Carly, filed the suit in Fort Worth, Texas. So he did die, and also his parents is in on the suit and stuff like that. Like I said, I hope he does. The family does get a victory to get stability and some light after their son's death. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. We'll go over some more headlines. So let me put this in. Okay, New York GM Brian Cashman blunted state of struggles of the New York Yankees. Right now they're getting just absolutely pummeled and stuff like that. So hopefully it could turn around real quick, because like I said, the Yankee fans are really going to be unhappy with the administration and stuff like that, not getting things done. So hopefully this turnaround can happen sooner rather than later. So this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. So if you want to come in video chat, please go through the StreamYard links. Okay, I'm going to hit the button. Okay, NFL cancels supplementary draft for the second straight year. That's the sources confirmed to ESPN. So it looks like the supplementary draft will not take place this year. So that's probably with concerns with the COVID-19, stuff like that. So, and the new Delta variant that's plaguing the country. So hopefully they will have it maybe next year, or maybe the year after next. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, Vanderbilt AD slurs used towards parents at the College World Series was absolutely unacceptable. So this is from Candace Stoney Lee. She was they had some situation that was going on. They used racially offensive language directed towards parents of the Commodore players that was doing Game 1 of the College World Series. The Candace Stone Lee, the athletic director at Vanderbilt University, says, I'm deeply troubled by some of these student athlete parents who subjected to racial slurs in last night's game. She tweeted, this is absolutely unacceptable, disgraceful behavior, also hateful language. Has no place in our society. That I gotta agree with 99% of the time, because if those Mississippi State fans was making racial slurs towards his Vanderbilt fans, look, they should absolutely be accountable for their actions, because that's something you don't do when it comes down to it. Because that rears its ugly head time and time and time again. So, like I said, I agree with this with the Vanderbilt athletic director. This is unacceptable. It has to stop. I mean, the fans, look, they can say whatever they want. That's their rights and stuff like that. But it doesn't give you the right to go call somebody a racial slur and stuff like that. So once again, this is from ESPN. It's from the Associated Press. So like I say, hopefully they can nip this in the butt and try to make these people understand that when you do racist, when you make racist statements, you're gonna be held accountable for it. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay. England boss Gabe Southgate warns of dangerous moments after beating Germany. So that's what they're using caution to overreaction and stuff like that. Beating Germany 2-0 in the Euro Cup. So that was that's the coach. So I'd say, like I said, he's doing the right thing when it comes down to it. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Let me click this button out. Okay. Let's see what else we have to discuss. Okay, let's go over to this one. Okay, Darius Days to return to LSU for a senior season after considering the NBA draft. So I think that's good what he's doing, because it'll help out his skill sets and stuff like that. Get a little bit better, and he can be a profitable draft pick for the NBA. So I think what he's doing, going back to school, playing his senior season at LSU is just, like I said, it's just something that he has to just do. So once again, this is from ESPN. So I'm gonna click this out, and let's see what else we have. See what other articles we will. So we're gonna go to the local news now. So I'm gonna switch it over, and we're gonna go over the local news headlines here on. We're gonna go to Crescent City Sports. We'll go over see what's happening on Crescent City Sports. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna tonight. We're gonna play the Jay Johnson interview press conference in its entirety. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Jay Johnson was introduced as the new LSU head baseball coach yesterday. So that was in a press conference yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and play with Jay Johnson. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up for you. So let me go ahead and put that in. So let me see if I got the share buttons on. So I'm going to check it. Check and see we got that share audio on. So we're going to send that audio to you and let you hear it. Just so it's about an hour. So I'm probably going to have to go with a shorter. I'm going to go with a shorter. I'm going to go ahead and go with a shorter. I'm going to go ahead with a shorter. It won't be too long, so we'll play this one. So we'll go ahead and play the Jay Johnson press conference. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it over. Give me seconds. Switch it.
To welcome Jay Johnson and his wife Maureen into our LSU family. Welcome. We really look forward to celebrating many Tiger wins with you in the years ahead. Jay is a proven leader, a talented recruiter, a dedicated student of the game who is great at developing hitters. He's well prepared to build upon the legacy of our baseball program and lead our Tigers to even greater success in the seasons ahead. I want to congratulate Athletic Director Scott Woodward on making yet another great coaching hire for LSU. I also want to really thank Coach Paul Maneri for all the wonderful memories he's given us over the past 15 seasons and all the work that he's been doing to ensure a seamless
So I'm going to go ahead and rewind this
to the next era of excellence for our baseball program. So thank you again. Welcome, Jay and Maureen. Go Tigers. And now I will turn it over to the person who I think is the best athletic director in the...
So we just rewind it.
I don't think I can do it as well as Coach O, but go Tigers. Let's go. Let's start this thing off right. That was the only thing that we need to say to start this thing off. I'm honored to be here. I'm incredibly humbled to be here. And when I think about the 44 years of my entire life, I really believe every day has led me to this podium right now, to this program, and it's beyond a dream come true. I didn't come here for any other reason, because this doesn't come along but one time in your life. And I view this opportunity to be the head baseball coach at LSU as the opportunity of my lifetime. Getting started, gratitude is a big thing to me. You don't get to a moment like this without the help of really, really influential and important people. So, President Galligan, I haven't got a chance to meet you yet until we shook hands right there, but I'm very honored to meet you. I'm honored to have this opportunity that you ultimately signed off on with the advisement of Scott and the athletic department and these two great Hall of Fame coaches. So thank you. Scott, Stephanie, Dan, Verge, thank you. I'm honored to be here. And I really, really respect and appreciate how you guys approached me through this entire time. And there's nothing I want to do more than to give you exactly what you want and want to see just right over there on that field. And I'm going to do everything in my power to do that, to make you guys, the state of Louisiana, LSU, the Baton Rouge community incredibly proud. That is my mission, and that's what we started working on a couple days ago. These two guys right here, Coach Burtman, Coach Maneri. Start with Coach Burtman. Got a great story about Coach Burtman. I didn't get a chance to meet him until last night, but I was a very young coach, like 24 years old, 23 years old, coaching like Connie Mack baseball. And I had no idea what I was doing at that point in time. So who's the best in the country at what I want to do? It was Skip Burtman. So I bought his videotape. So you made some money off me a long time ago, Coach. It was called How to Win the Big One. I can't tell you how influential that was in my development as a coach. And I have a great story about this too. This is coaching 16 to 18-year-old boys and your speeches and your motivational sheets and all of these things that you utilize to motivate your players to do amazing things. 5 national championships in a 10-year period is legendary. I look at this man and I see the John Wooden of college baseball. This is the greatest college baseball coach of my entire lifetime. So, Coach, we didn't meet till yesterday. We didn't talk on the phone until a couple days ago, but you've been influencing me for a very long time. And I want to say thank you for that. I'm not standing here today if it's not for that right there, because winning is about people and getting people to do things that they didn't think were possible. Everybody knows what a good baseball player looks like. They can see it. It's tangible. You can touch it. You can put it on a radar gun. You can look at it with pitchability. But it's another thing to get that person to really believe that they're important, they have value, and they can become anything that they want to become. So the hold on to the rope story was told in a small town in California, like we'll go 2001, so 20 years ago. And I believe that was the start of my journey here. So Coach, thank you for showing exactly how this was to be done. Coach Maneri. So at 29 years old at the University of San Diego, probably in June, probably sometime right around this time, Coach Maneri was hired at LSU. And I watched that press conference. And I'm not into that sort of thing all the time. But who's Skip Bertman going to choose to lead LSU baseball back to national prominence? Paul Maneri. And I remember, Coach, that day watching you and thinking about, that's exactly how I want to do this. And it was very clear to me that Coach made the right choice. Another great story about Coach Maneri that I'll never forget. I was at the convention in San Diego, I believe, in maybe 2002 or 2003. And Coach Maneri's speech was, how do you win in cold weather? When I was at Notre Dame. So like, man, I'm coaching in San Diego right now. I can't wait to hear this. You know what I mean? And so Coach Maneri goes up there and he goes, people were asking me, how'd you do it? And how'd you get to Omaha at Notre Dame? He goes, yeah, it's real simple how to win in the cold. The first thing you got to do is put on a jacket. And he puts on a jacket. And right then and there, that was an example of another man, another leader that really knew exactly how to inspire people, to get to people, and all of those things. Now fast forward 15 years. The day Coach Maneri announced his retirement, the SEC Network is on all over the United States, and we had a late game that night. And it was in the afternoon, and Coach was probably up here in the same room talking about retiring. And I watched the press conference for no other reason than I just wanted to hear him talk about his journey, his lifelong passion, where he was at, how he got to that point. And Coach, the class that you displayed in that was something that's what I want to emulate on a daily basis. And thank you for setting such a great example. It's a national championship coach that did everything exactly how it needed to be done. At that time, there was nothing on my mind other than getting to Omaha in the College World Series. But I shot Coach a text, and I just said, thank you for being such a good example. This is exactly how I want to do this. And a day later, Coach got back to me, and a week later, they're in the NCAA tournament, in the loser's bracket. Lose the first one, got to win 4 in a row. All 3 of us have been in that position before at some point in time and have gotten out of regionals and won regionals. And for your team to do that, thankfully my team won 3 games on Sunday. So I got to watch the Tigers on Monday night and how you manipulated the pitching. You got the best out of what you had. You guys really rose to the occasion for you that night. That really inspired me. And for you to finish your career that way, being a regional champion, was amazing. And that's a reflection of your leadership. So more than anybody else, okay, these 2 men right here, that's why I call this the honor of my lifetime. Okay, to be entrusted with a program that Coach Bertman built and that Coach Maneri carried on with first class every day that they did it. The only thing better that they are than baseball coaches is incredible human beings. So I'm glad you're both in town. I'm glad I have both of your phone numbers, and it will be used continually as we try to carry on this legacy that both of you guys have done an amazing job building. So thank you guys. Let's give these 2 a hand, please, right here. So I've gotten a lot of questions about why here and why now. I think I just explained that relative to the coaches. But Ben McDonald, Todd Walker, Eddie Furness, Warren Morris, Coach Bertman's guys. You literally couldn't turn on the TV in the 90s and not see that purple jersey running around Omaha. I remember exactly where I was in 1996 when Warren Morris hit the walk-off home run. I was a very average junior college second baseman, and I remember thinking, man, I really wish I was Warren Morris at that time. I remember exactly the walk-off win against Stanford in 2000 to win the national championship, and being down in the 9th inning, and your guys continuing to believe, continuing to push. Everything you want as a coach, your players rising to the occasion at the most important time in the game. Again, a reflection of your leadership. Then when I think about Coach Maneri, Ryan Terrio, DJ LeMahieu, Anthony Renato, Alex Bregman, the list goes on. And I really don't want to leave anybody out. But think about those names and the future players that are going to come to LSU. You can't have better examples of what you want to achieve someday everything is possible here. When you talk about Omaha, when you talk about national championships, when you talk about training to become a major league player someday, and the winning and the championships are great, and that's what we're here for. That only happens through elite development. Again, a testament to these two men. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to develop players. And I'm excited to do that. We started that process, being on the phone with them, initial contact, getting to know guys, diving into that from the very first day of school. What they're doing right now in summer ball is all going to be part of the journey to lead them to being the very best player that they can be. These two coaches, those players, and every other player that's an LSU alum, all I want to do, as Coach Maneri said, he wanted to make Skip proud. I want to carry that on. And when I feel any great responsibility in this, not to myself, I'm going to work harder than any baseball coach in the country, any coach in the country. Our players are going to be, there's going to be a lot demanded of them. They're going to work harder than any other college baseball team in the country. We're not going to win because it says Tigers across our chest. We're going to win because the heartbeat inside of the player with Tigers on his chest, the head, the decision-making of the player that has Tigers written across his chest, and doing things on a daily basis that are going to improve, are going to lead to the improvements that's necessary to be an elite Division I baseball team that's playing their best at the end of the season. They can create opportunities for themselves and then capitalize on them when they have them. A couple other more personal thank yous. My wife Maureen is here. There's often times coaches will talk about their spouse and they understand it. They get it, the lifestyle of a coach. Why a woman would want to marry a high-level Division I baseball coach, they're out of their minds. She's way smarter than that. She doesn't just understand it, she makes our program better. And as you guys get to know her as a community, our team, I have the best wife in the world to help me do my job at the level that it needs to be done to put LSU exactly where we all want LSU baseball to be. So, Maureen, thank you. I've had three great coaches and mentors in my life. Their names you don't know, but I would not be standing here at this podium, at this press conference, at Louisiana State University without them. The first one's my dad. I was very lucky to get an early start on what is a coach, what is a great coach. And so my dad, you know, from the time I was this big, the expectations were high relative to work ethic, relative to what was required to be the best. He was a football and a track coach, and to give you some perspective on it, he did not lose a track meet for literally a 10-year period. And then all of those guys made for a pretty good football team as well. So I grew up at 7, 8, 9 years old watching game tape. And I don't know if Coach O's here, but if you need any help with the wing tee offense or goal line package or those types of things, I love football. So go Tigers, and I can't wait to be part of those games in the fall. But my dad showed me exactly how to do this thing, held a high standard. So that's all I've known for my entire life, which has led to preparation for an opportunity like this. Scott Sarver was my college coach, and I was a very, call it, average player. Did things well a lot of the time, did things not so well sometimes. But he saw something in me and gave me an opportunity from playing career is over to immediately coaching. And at 23, 24 years old, run out to third base, run the offense, go recruit, figure out ways to get better players. And I didn't approach that job like I was at an NAIA school. I approached it like I was at LSU. And I got to learn. I got to develop. I got to make mistakes. I got to see what worked, and was a really, really key piece in time in my development. So I wanted to talk about that. Thank Coach Sarver. After I was the head coach at Point Loma, I made the most difficult decision, in my opinion, of my coaching career to go to the University of San Diego and coach for a man named Rich Hill, and have the opportunity to be his associate head coach at the University of San Diego. And I got an 8-year crash course in exactly how an elite Division I baseball program should be run. When you talk about teaching, motivating, developing, how you treat your players, how you hold them accountable, and all of that did the most important thing it could do for me to get to a point like this, which is it showed me how to do it. I was given great autonomy to do my job within the program like I was a head coach. And the greatest compliment I got from Coach Hill is, you're not like everybody else. You did this for 8 years like this was your program. So the example, the opportunity to fail, the opportunity to succeed prepared me for when I went to the University of Nevada and the University of Arizona. And Scott mentioned the quick turnarounds. There's a blueprint to that, which I'll talk about briefly. But those three men, I owe my coaching career to. Probably the most important, not probably the most important product that any coach, and the most impressive product that will be in our program will be our players. And I've been very blessed at 4 different schools to have players of elite talent, of elite competitiveness, and of elite character. And the same thing will be demanded of the LSU Tigers baseball team at a high level. I can't wait to get started and to be in the locker room and look them in the eyes and talk about the expectations, not of winning, but what it takes to win. Because you guys will be here on a Friday night in a 1-run game, and we're going to find a way to win that game. But that game will be won on the practice field, in the weight room, in team meetings, in individual meetings, by doing the right thing on a daily basis. And the improvement will come out and put us on top of a 4-3 game. And you guys will be on your feet cheering. Okay? Being very proud of what you're seeing, of a team that's at its best when its best is needed, which John Wooden defined competitive greatness that way. I get asked all the time, how are you going to do it? Okay, it's LSU, okay? Expectations, all of those types of things. That's why I came here. You stare challenges in the face, and you go do it. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to recruit. What does that mean? Okay, we're going to sell a vision of the elite college baseball program in the country where anything is possible. You get a chance to be the next Warren Morris at the plate in the 9th inning of the College World Series and come through. You get a chance to be the next Alex Bregman. Everything is possible here. Not easy. Every day will matter in terms of building you to that point in time. And at that point in time, you'll be ready when that is what's called for. What does that look like? That looks like a player of elite talent, elite character, with a work ethic unknown to mankind, because that's what's going to be required to be successful in our program. Development. There's no better place. And I walked in the room over here the other day with looking at all the major league jerseys. Every player out there that's a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old player that's looking at the elite programs across the SEC, across the country, wants to be a major league player. If you are listening right now, there will be no better place for you to develop to achieve your dream of being a major league player someday. With that being said, you'll be required to be an elite teammate, an elite person. And combining those things together, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Recruit, develop, win. And I know what that means to you. It means the same thing to me, but it means something else. What is important now? We can't go to Omaha today, but our players out in summer baseball can be doing something that can move us in that direction. Our players that are in the weight room or summer school can be doing something today that is moving us in that direction. When we get to September 1st and we're on the field and 4-on-1s or skill work, we're going to be doing something to move us in that direction. And where we're at that day is the most important day. You stack up a lot of those days, and then you can start talking about Omaha, Nebraska, and national championships. But you have to earn the right to do that. And every day, we're going to be building this program to do that by focusing on what is exactly in front of us at that point in time. And then you have to repeat it. LSU is not going to win championships because of things that happened in the past. LSU is going to win championships because of the decisions everybody involved in the program, our administration, our coaching staff, our players, our support staff, our fans, are all united, all aligned, doing the things that they need to do to ensure that happens. So recruit, develop, win, what's important now, and then we constantly have to be repeating that process. What is my goal? My goal is when you look out on that field at Alex Box Stadium, there's a brand of baseball that everybody in this state, in this community associated with this university is incredibly proud of. You know what that looks like. You've seen it. No program in college baseball has seen it on a more consistent basis than LSU.
Hold
All I
on.
want to do is pour my life
try to-
into continuing.
I'll be back in a second.
So,
So
without anything
Let me try to
else,
pause
I
this.
couldn't be more excited to be here.
Okay, we'll be back in just a second. So I gotta go. I gotta go see something. So we'll be back. I'm gonna turn my cameras on. So we'll be back in a few seconds. Yeah.
Sorry for disturbing.
All right.
That's just spaghetti.
Yes, I'm gonna put it in the back over there. Yeah, turn the camera off because I think one body coming in there and see it. No, seeing the cameras. Okay, once again we're back. I'm gonna Jay Johnson. Look, I say this about Jay Johnson. So let me let me go ahead and remove this for a second. I say this about Jay Johnson. Look, he's got that tenacity to bring LSU back to the promised land. I mean, like I said, he said he's going to recruit, he's going to win, he's also going to develop. So that's one thing that's going to happen with LSU is the recruiting, and they also going to develop, and they're also going to win. That's just like I said, he can. Like I said, he will bring this program back to that stability. I mean, like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen the next week, or it's not going to happen the week after next. It's going to happen because he seems like a pretty good. He seems like an absolute good coach when it comes down to it. So like I said, he's going to have a tall task replacing Paul Maneri. But unfortunately, like I said, it's gonna come down to the winning and stuff like that. So we're gonna play a few more minutes of Jay Johnson, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Thank you, Scott, again for the opportunity. And this state, this university is going to get everything that I got, and the same thing out of our players. And go Tigers.
Yeah, Ron Higgins, Tiger Rack Magazine, TigerRack.com. Coach, how quickly do you expect to name a staff? How far along are you on that?
Yes, absolutely. Working very diligently with that. I will not sacrifice time to make sure we have the right people. The most important people in influencing the players that we all want to play great, be great students, and be great people is the coaching staff. And we spend more time with them than their own families. So I'm working diligently. I'm talking to a lot of people. It is not a narrow search because it's too important to get that right. We need a staff that can recruit at an elite level, meaning evaluating talent, evaluating players that are worthy of playing on this field, that have the makeup, character, and ability to do that, and do it in a way that's going to help us win championships. And that's a skill that has to be developed. And then from a development standpoint, finding a pitching coach, finding an assistant hitting coach they want to put their trust in to be developed so they can achieve their dream of being a major league player. And while they're on the way to be a major league player, they're helping LSU win a lot of baseball games. So we're working as fast as we can to get the right person.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations, Glenn
Thank you.
West with LSU Country. You mentioned you've talked to a couple of the players already that are on this team. I'm just curious what your impressions are of the roster that you've inherited and just, the relationships you're already starting to build with these players.
It's a great question. This is LSU. This is the place in college baseball. I've viewed LSU as college baseball. So it's exciting either way. And, Scott mentioned the previous stops that I went, and at the time, all of those were rebuilds. I look at this as a reboot. And I say that because Paul and his staff did a really nice job of bringing in talent. And I think it's talent that we're going to work hard to try to help them to play as good as they can. So I'm excited about that. I've watched some video over the past week or 5 days, whatever it's been, and we're starting a process of communicating some things with those players that we want them to do better and give them a blueprint to improve and to get better at. And so it starts there, and the only way you start to do that is by building trust, developing relationships, and if you're going to win and win quickly, you need immediate buy-in. So we started that process, and I'd be lying if I said, hey, I know I have trust of every player in that locker room. I don't. I've only looked one of them in the eye face to face at this point in time. But I can't wait to do that, because if we can build that, then there's talent, and then now that talent becomes usable skill. And I think there is talent that if we can just get the usable skill to be a little bit better, then they can really be successful.
Hey Jay, Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You obviously watched LSU for a long time and viewed it as one of the best jobs in college baseball, but you're a West Coast lifer. I mean, when it came to this decision when Scott, offered you the job, how difficult was it for you to leave that area of the country and come to a place that you might not be familiar with?
Great question. I'll use the word difficulty. The difficulty is in relationships with players. That's what matters to me. And so I left a team that accomplished a lot of things. And they did it with, as I said, great fundamentals, a competitive attitude, and were great people and character. So the difficulty was leaving that team. And that's exactly why, I feel like I'm right for a place like this, because I do invest in the players and I do invest in the relationships. I invest in their process to be good. That's the only difficulty. The rest of it is, let's go. And there was probably one place in the country that it was a let's go attitude. We're standing here right now. So in that degree, it was not difficult at all.
Jay, Scott Ramberley, also from The Advocate. Welcome. I read that when you were going to Loma, you wrote down the goal of getting to Idaho for the Junior College World Series, also Omaha someday. How did you figure you would get to this point? And you were at a program that has a great tradition in Arizona. How did you get to this point and figure this would be the ultimate point for you in your career?
I'm going to use your word. I just view this as the ultimate. And you can thank these two men right there for that. And, it was a great place that I was at. And what made it great was the people. But this is the opportunity of my lifetime. And a lot of people will look at it and go, wait, why'd you do that? I mean, what are you doing? You are a West Coast guy. That's comfortable. That's not what I'm about. You stare down the challenge of that. You figure out how to put the pieces in place to be successful, and then we're going for it. I've been going for it for 3 or 4 days now. The press conference almost feels late. Like I'm knee deep into this thing, and there's no other way I would have it. So I think it's more excitement and the challenge than anything else, because these two men did a heck of a job and left as good a legacy as you possibly can. And so what an opportunity to have a chance to contribute to that.
Hey, Coach. Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV here in Baton Rouge. You may have just addressed it, but the challenge, and you said staring it in the face a couple of times. You came from a program that had a nice tradition. It's a voracious fan base here. How have you adjusted your game, I guess, to be the encompassing total coach that is required of a premier job like this?
That's a great question. And you mentioned the fan base. That's another reason I wanted to come. I want passionate people that want to achieve elite things around me. And so when I mention our team, the fans are a part of that. And so with that being said, we're going to take the best parts of that. There's only a handful of programs around the country that you can count where this many people show up at a college baseball game. And what I want to do, what I think is important that we do, is create the best home field advantage in college baseball. And that's what we have here. And then put a product on the field that they're extremely proud of, that when the Tigers show up, they know what they're going to get. They can't wait to get to the ballpark, after a long day of work. And they can't wait to high five the players, down the line after a big win. And they can't wait to send their kids to baseball camp because they feel like they're a part of this thing. So for me, I only see that as a positive.
Coach Kevin Bentise, WFB-TV here in Baton Rouge. With all the success you had recruiting out on the West Coast, how do you translate that here in the South where the competition is a little more fierce in the SEC?
Awareness. So we just got done playing Vanderbilt in the College World Series. We just got done playing Ole Miss in Super Regional. And both of those teams had a significant amount of players from the West Coast that were key players at key positions. So I can add to that. That's something that we can bring to LSU. And my connections and contacts will do that. With that being said, I'm working on a well-rounded staff, that can cut into the recruiting at other places, that can be as fierce, as competitive, as you said, to not just win recruiting battles because of our logo or because of our resources, but because they know what they're going to get when they come play in our program. And so by putting it together that way, I think it gives us a great chance with all the things that we have to put us right where we all want to be.
Hey, Wilson, again, y'all, you take over and there's sort of a little bit of time before transfer portal stuff and the Major League Draft coming up, which is obviously a huge event for college baseball as well. What's sort of your plan over the next?
Okay, once again, Jay Johnson, the new head baseball coach at LSU. Like I said, he just absolutely answered those media guys' questions. Like I said, it's gonna be a tall task. It's going to be an absolutely tall task to bear, but it's going to happen. This team is definitely going to be back to their winning ways. And like I said, the legacy LSU has is second to none. So once again, we'll wrap this up tonight. Once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show. We'll be back on tomorrow during the afternoon. Hopefully in the afternoon. We'll also have the game tomorrow night between the Suns and the Clippers. That'll be game number 6. So we will have that game for you. So we will not have tonight's game between Atlanta and Milwaukee. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Tuesday evening. And we'll see you again tomorrow.